Lowlife started out as a band called the Dead Neighbours, a Scottish psychobilly band that formed in the early 1980s. They consisted of Craig Lawrenson on vocals, David Still on bass, Ronnie Buchanan on guitar, and Grant McDowell on drums. They were managed by Brian Guthrie, brother of Robin Guthrie of Cocteau Twins, and released an album, Harmony in Hell, that briefly hit the lower regions of the UK independent record charts. In 1983, Steele left the band in the middle of recording their second album, Strange Days, Strange Ways. Cocteau Twins' founding member and bassist, Will Heggie, had recently departed that band, and Guthrie asked Heggie to help the band finish the album and join them on a tour opening for Johnny Thunders. Heggie agreed, and after the album was completed and the tour was done, he stayed on and began rehearsing new material with the band. The new material was very different from the band's original psychobilly sound, and Buchanan abruptly departed the band. A new guitarist, Stuart Everest, was brought in and adapted quickly to the band's new vision. In 1984, the band retired the Dead Neighbours moniker for good and rechristened themselves as Lowlife. In 1985, Lowlife recorded a 6-song mini-album called Rain. It was released on Night Shift Records, a label formed by their manager, Brian Guthrie, specifically to release material by the band. Rain was modestly successful, receiving positive reviews and charting on several independent charts in the UK, US, and France. In 1986, the band released their debut album, Permanent Sleep, which received critical praise from several UK and US music publications. The album was noted for its atmospheric sound and was compared to bands like New Order. An EP, Vain Delights, was released later that year and received positive reviews. The band also began working with the publishing company run by Jeff Chegwin, which helped finance the production of the EP. The band's second album, Diminuendo, was released in 1987 and received extremely positive reviews. It was considered the band's finest full-length effort and was praised for its evocative and dramatic sound. The band went on a tour with the Go-Betweens, which helped bring Lowlife to a wider audience. In 1987, Lowlife also released a single and an EP and performed a live session for BBC Scotland that was broadcast on television. The band started working on new material in 1988 and had demos produced with the help of Stephen Fellows of the Comsat Angels. But the deal fell through when Warner Brothers Records absorbed Chappelle Music and passed on the option of signing Lowlife. This led to internal strife in the band, with guitarist Stuart Everest leaving and Hamish McIntosh joining the group. However, despite these changes, Lowlife continued to release albums and singles, their last one being Gush in 1991, which was released on the Annoys Records label. In early 1990, Lowlife faced a setback when drummer Grant McDowell retired from the music business following a football match accident in which he lost a finger. Guitarist Hamish McIntosh also left the band to pursue a career with his own band, Fuel. The band brought in new guitarists Robin James Hurt and Hugh Dougie, and drummer Martin Fleming as replacements. At the same time, Ian Stewart joined the band briefly on second bass. That same year, Night Shift released a compilation album, From Scream to a Whisper, consisting of previously unreleased songs from the band's earlier singles and albums. In 1991, Lowlife and Night Shift Records faced financial problems due to the collapse of rough trade distribution, which left small independent labels with fewer options to distribute their titles to record stores. Guthrie had to borrow a substantial amount of money to finance the recording of the band's fourth album, Sanatorium. The album received positive but unspectacular reviews, and sales were no better or worse than their previous offerings. There were few live shows to support the release, and the band's momentum had clearly stagnated. It would be 4 years later before the group recorded their fifth and final album, Gush. The recording sessions were reportedly unenthusiastic, and the critical reviews reflected this lack of excitement. As with Sanatorium, Lowlife did not tour to support Gush. In 1997, after playing fewer and fewer shows to progressively smaller audiences, And with family commitments, an ever-growing concern for all band members, Lowlife effectively called it quits, although there was never any official announcement of a breakup. In 2006, all of Lowlife's back catalog, except Gush, was released on CD by LTM, augmented with multiple bonus tracks and extensive liner notes by Brian Guthrie. Craig Lawrenson, the band's vocalist, died on June 4, 2010, at the age of 44, after a period of liver and kidney problems.